the ViztaEdu monthly webinars. We host these webinars on the last Thursday of every month. We've been hosting since April of 2022. And yes, so if you are here, you are only welcome. And we are so grateful and honored to have you here. So zooming straight in, last month we had our webinar on social media branding 102 tips for content creation. We had the Chief Operating Officer for Copianto AI, Ms. Daniela Darlington, share impactful resources. Again, they can be found on the ViztaEdu YouTube channel. And yeah, she also gave us a whooping discount. She gave us a discount using this code DELP30. So that's a 30% discount on your first month of using Copianto.ai. So if you missed it, you are part of our community. So definitely we want to share this with you so that you also be aware of how impactful our webinars are, and you can also benefit from our webinars. So if you type DELP30 as a discount code on Copianto.ai, it's a platform for social media content creators and basically copywriting. And they keep saying that they came before ChatGPT, which I can attest to. And yeah, so let's not waste too much time. Today we are going to talk about how to create or how to draft a personal mission statement. And you may have seen from the communications that we have a very special guest with us today. I first met Nimatu on, I think, a MasterCard Foundation alumni event. Yes, and she has been a great friend since that time. And it's my singular honor to invite her. But before I invite her to speak, I'd like to read a brief bio about her so that we can appreciate her level of expertise and the impact she is going to impart in us this evening. Before I do that as well, I would like you to share the link, the Google Meet link, to someone you think is going to benefit from this session, because we believe mostly students are losing out on impactful knowledge that could literally change the course of their careers. So this is one thing that is on our hearts. ViztaEdu, our mission is to empower tertiary level students with resources, knowledge, and with skill sets that we believe they wouldn't learn in the classroom or they wouldn't learn in the lecture hall, but are necessary for life. Yes, so that is what we are about. So let me read the profile of our speaker. Nimatu, you are warmly welcome once again to the ViztaEdu ViztaEdu monthly webinars. Yes, and as well as all the new people here too.
Thank you very much. Really. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Am I required to put on my video?
Okay.
No, like I'm asking, is it like a requirement that I should put on my video, or?
If you're comfortable with it, you can.
All right.
Yeah, we would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so moving straight ahead to read the bio of Nimatu. So Nimatu Ibrahim is a MasterCard alum with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Geography from the University of Ghana. She is a public speaker in training and believes that her greatest talent and channel of impact is her ability to speak. Prior to working with iSpace Foundation, she worked as a customer success assistant at Dream Oval Foundation during her national service period. She has over 3 years of volunteering experience working with organizations like Ghana Tech Lab on their startup ecosystem mapping activities, the ARC Foundation on their World Bank sponsored projects on mapping gender-based violence service providers within Accra. So this goes to show she has immense research experience. Yeah, moving on. She has worked on the publicity committee that helped the Youth Bridge Foundation organize their first virtual African Youth Governance Convergence during the pandemic that was in 2020. And she also worked as the first Ashanti Regional Ambassador for the MasterCard Foundation Alumni Committee. She is passionate about women's empowerment and the active involvement of young people in nation building. And she's also, as I mentioned earlier, the communications lead at the communications and social media social media manager at iSpace Foundation. So Nimatu, you're only welcome once again.
Thank you, Akele. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. And then as with bios, it's like the things that are on your bio, you don't acquire them within a day. They are just a list of day-to-day activities that you sit back and then realize that, oh, okay, me too, I've done some. So sometimes when everything is compiled and you are reading like this, it's like, oh wow, have I really done this and that and that? Oh, sorry, we have some dogs here. Is the sound feeding into the? Can you hear the sound of the dogs?
Yes, but I can also hear you. So if you are more audible, you would hear
All
me
right.
loudly. Yeah, no.
Sure. Thank you very much. And hey, I can see we have Mackenzie, we have Theodore Mauli, there's Ashlyn Folson and Shakira too. And can you all hear me? Can you give me a wave if you can hear me? Because this is going to be a very interactive session because I want it to be interactive. Okay, I can see Shakira's wave. I didn't really prepare any slide, but then I want us to have a conversation. And then I don't know, Akale, would the Q&A be after I finish talking, or it should be as we it should come as and when I'm in the process?
Okay. We ideally do the Q&A after the session, but you can pause at major points in your presentation where you think you would want feedback from our audience. It's at your
Oh,
discretion.
all right. Thank you very much. Okay, so since we are time bound, I'm just going to go straight ahead. So as I said, it's going to be interactive session. So I require you to do some activities, and your responses will help us chart the course of this conversation. Okay, so I'm happy to be here with you once again, as I said, and I'm honored. Akwele, thank you so much for this opportunity. When you reach out to me about having a session on personal statement, it's actually made me also sit back to ask myself questions and about my life, activities, direction, and what exactly my personal statement is. And I went searching and I went reading and researching. I found a lot of ways everyone is saying this is how to do your personal statement, this is how to do your personal statement. But at the end of the day, I settled on very detailed ones that I think if every one of us here, we do it like deeply and with all honesty, we will arrive at the answer that we didn't know we needed. Okay, so activity, two activities. First activity, how many of you here have goals? If you have a goal, lift up your hand. So, how many of you here have goals? And then, so those of you with goals, how did you come about your goal? Like, what informed your goal? For instance, if you had a goal that you want to achieve all A's, so like saying that maybe a lot of us are here as students, to say if you want to achieve all A's in your semester, why do you want to achieve all the A's in your semester, in like this semester or in your education? Let me see, do we have some? Nobody has written anything in the chat. Okay, let me move on. So, activity number 2 is that imagine you are 90 years, because I mean, we are all going to live our long lives. Imagine today is your 90th birthday, and your friends, family, spouses, colleagues, like neighbors, have all met together to celebrate you. What is the one thing that you want to be the recurring theme that people will say about you? Like, can some of you like type it in the chat, or um all right, so
Okay, so Nimatu, I don't want you to go over these activities without any um, actual performance. So I would like us audience to be engaged with this, because this is different from the usual webinars we have. This is our own personal mission statements. So please, there's no wrong answer. Okay, there's no wrong answer. Just give out what you think or whatever comes to your mind. Okay, let's be interactive. Okay. So
well,
anyone wants to try? Probably the second one.
okay.
It's
So one thing I want you to know about this session is that
okay.
maybe let's say that every day you come and listen, take some notes, and then that is the end. But with this very one, if you follow and you do it well, it has the ability to change the course of how you interact with people, how you interact with yourself, what you do, what you don't do, what you respond to, what you don't respond to. All right. So, okay. Anyway, then let me just go ahead. But
Okay,
then,
I'd like to answer the second activity.
all
But
right.
then there's something in the chat.
Okay. So
Theodore,
then Theodora says that the one thing he wants to be a recurring theme in what his neighbor's husband, sorry, spouse, friends, everyone will say about him is helpful inventions and business solutions. Helpful inventions and business solutions. All right, thank you so much, Theodora. There's an evangelist that on his deathbed, a lot of people, what they were saying about the person is like, he loved Jesus. So it's like that was the recurring theme. Some people was like, oh, okay, this person, like this part, like at the end of his life, everything, the one thing that we can say is that he loved Jesus. And these are from the activities, interactions, responses, reactions, experiences, like everything. This is the summary of the person's life. Okay, so now let's go to what is a personal statement. So it's a what? So I'll recommend this book to you, Seven Habits of Highly Successful People, and by let me see, Stephen Convey. Yes, I think the name is Stephen Convey. Let me see, Seven Habits. Yes. Highly Effective People by Stephen Convey. Okay. So that is what I took my reference from, because that's one of the most impactful books of all time. Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Thank you so much, happily. So I recommend that you read this book. There's a lot in the book that can revolutionize your life. And I took a lot of my references from there. As I said, there's so many everybody saying about personal statements and how to write it. But I decided not to go with the brief one because the brief one will still leave a lot of questions unanswered. I decided to go with the one that dives deep. Why? So that we can have the ability to come out with the most honest part of ourselves. Okay, so now you've heard personal statement, personal statement. So what is a personal statement? And then from my reference, it says a personal statement is a summary of what you want to be, what you want to do, and the principles and values that guide these two. So the principles and values, so your personal statement is what you want to be, what you want to know, and then the principles, the philosophies, or the values that guide what you want to be and what you want to do. Is that understandable enough? So, for instance, I want to become a righteous politician. Yeah, it sounds like an irony. So, I want to become a righteous politician. That is who I want to be. And then what I want to do, I want to change Africa, that Africa will become the most developed continent. Okay, so now, and the next one, what are the principles and the values that will guide me becoming a righteous politician who makes Africa the most developed continent on the earth? Okay. So we say that Uncle is still laughing. So I want to become a righteous politician who develops Africa through the principles of honesty, integrity, and accountability and responsiveness. So that could be as brief as that. So now, how did I arrive at this brief and concise personal statement that I just came about? So I want to be a righteous politician who develops Africa to become the best continent on earth through the principles of honesty, integrity, accountability, and responsiveness. This is the personal statement I have crafted right now. Then you say that why do I even need a personal statement? I said the personal statement is important because it helps as a guide. So imagine those of us who are in Accra, have you realized that when you are sitting in a trotro and then you don't know, have you ever been to a place where you don't know before? It's like, so you are moving from, let's say, Odoko to, okay, I want to pick a route that I'm conversant with. You are moving from, let's say, okay, Kumasi, Accra to Kumasi. Let's just say that. You are moving from Accra to Kumasi. And then you don't know where Kumasi is. It's your first time going to Kumasi. Have you realized that because you don't know where Kumasi is, when we get to Linda Door and they say that, let's get down, if they don't mention that we are getting down to take a rest, it's a rest stop, you may think that is Kumasi. And then unless they tell that, oh, that's not Kumasi, it's a rest stop. And then when we get to Nkoko, and then you don't know that that's not Kumasi, and nobody tells you, you may think that is Kumasi. So it's like the personal statement is what guides you to know the end right from the beginning or from the middle, wherever you have reached in life. So it's like beginning with the end in mind, doing with the end in mind. Okay, so what it acts as the compass. It defines what you do and don't do. It defines even the associations you join and don't join. It defines the type of friends you choose and don't choose. It defines even the type of volunteering activities you will take and don't take. I always add the negative parts like do's and don'ts because at the end of the day, your ability to achieve what you write down as your personal statement is determined equally by what you can do and what you can't do. Okay. So what I want, I'm coming, kindly give me. I need to give this for someone. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. So your personal statement is important because if you don't know where you are going, everywhere sounds like the destination. And then life is too broad. Like the concept of life is so broad. But then our life too here is so limited that you need a precise direction so that you can make point on like should I say you make should I say direct decisions. So because I'm going, this is where I'm going, I'll choose this, I won't choose that, so that you don't end up doing it will help you, it will shape you, your personal statement, if you do it well. All right. Having said that, so I've defined what a personal statement is. It is what you want to be, what you want to do, and then the principles and the values of that determines, or should I say, yes, that guide what you want to be and what you want to do. Okay, and then why you want to be, why you should have a personal statement, because it guides you. It acts as the compass. It acts as your boundaries. So because of this, my personal statement, this is my boundary, so that you don't live life as if anything goes. If you really follow your personal statement, life is not anything goes. It's like there is a goal in mind. And why I asked if you have goals is that if you don't have a personal statement that guide the type of things you put down as goals, your life, you will get tired of creating goals, because your goals will not have a definite destination. You will not see a definite destination in mind. So it will be like, should I say, achieving one goal to the other. To what end? Where are the goals going? So then, if you have a personal statement, you know that my goals are leading me to the achievement of my personal statement. So that at the end of my life, when I look back, I know that these are the, or should I say, this is the culmination of all the little steps that I took. I hope you understand. Please, if you understand, give me a wave so that I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay, thank you so much, Ashley. Okay, and those of you. So now, first one, Susanna, I see you too. Thank you. Okay, I made some notes here that we are going to go by. So the first one is clarify your values. When you sit down and you want to write your personal statement, so this is a how to conversation. So at the end of this conversation, I am hoping that you walk away with actionable points that you can sit down, that by the end of this week, if we get back to you can say that based on this, I was able to sit down and this is what I have come up with. All right. So the first one is clarify your values. And what defines your values? Your values actually is defined by your background and your experiences. Some people, their values is that no matter what, they don't leave relationships. It's like, should I say, loyalty to relationship, simply because maybe they are from homes where there was a divorce, so they want to make a difference in their family. So they've decided that loyalty, okay, and faithfulness is something that is they are going to stick to. It may be relationships based on what background and experiences, and your so your values. What do you value? Like, is it like integrity, accountability? How do you know the things that the qualities that you value most? It's like it's the when you imagine yourself. Okay, it's like how do you feel when you are known by it? So, for instance, right now, when you close your eyes and you imagine yourself being known as a person of integrity, how does it feel? How do you feel? Okay. If you are known as a person of an honest person, how does that make you feel? That is what will make you determine that, oh, okay, I think I value maybe respect, I value accountability, or I value maybe honesty more than maybe faithfulness. Okay, so for instance, if you value accountability more than faithfulness in a relationship, you can decide to be playing away game, but then when you are caught, you don't deny it. You hold yourself accountable. You said, yes, I did it. So that means you value what? Accountability more than faithfulness. Okay. So how you feel when you imagine yourself being determined by it. You know that meme that say that yes, 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 you don't catch me. Yes, that is that is what it is. Okay. And then now the next we have 6 steps, please. So the next step is that write down your roles. So your current role, if you are a student, write down your roles and what your key relationship and responsibilities. Okay, so and the people that relate to the role. So here I wrote, for instance, you are a student, and a student, you the key people that relate to this role is your course mates and your lecturers. How do you want to act towards your course mates and your lecturers? Maybe you want to act, you want to be a helpful person to your course mates, and then you want your lecturers to know you as an attentive person, and you want your lecturers to know you as a humble person. You want your lecturers to know you as a respectful person. Okay. And then the third one is ask yourself these 2 key questions. One, what is the one thing that when I achieve in my professional life will be most impactful? Okay, so that will give the most positive impact. That's the first question under the third step. And then the second question is the same thing, but that relates to your personal life. So it's like, what is the one thing that when I achieve in my personal life will yield the most positive impact? I would appreciate it if you write these things down. Why? Because there are 6 steps that when you drill deep and answer them correctly, at the end of the day, you realize that there is a recurring theme. That is why I decided not to pick steps or come with steps that are just concise. I'll give you the 2 steps, the 3 steps. I decided to go with the one that gives you like 6 steps and so. Because when you do it well, at the end of the day, there will be a recurring theme that when you look, you realize that, oh, honesty is here. Oh, honesty is here too. Oh, honesty is there too. Then you know that, okay, this is what is key to me. No matter how I tweak the question or no matter the angle I look at myself from. It says, so here, it said the questions that you asked us. What is the one thing that when you achieve in your professional life will yield the most positive impact according to you? And then what is the one thing that when you achieve in your personal life will yield the most positive impact according to you? Like this is you. We are not saying what others think, but you. So you are doing a deep soul search. Okay. And then the fourth step says that what do you want to do? What do you want to be? And then what you have. Okay, what do you want to have? So for instance, one, I wrote here, I want to run for a political office. And then another one to be what I want to do is like I want to be I want to like do businesses. It's like these things. And then the second one is like, what do you want to be? Okay, I want to be inspiring. For instance, I don't subscribe to that thing that that God gave Africans every resources, but decided to give us bomb leaders so that we will be at par on equal level with those whom other continent that God did not give resources but gave them great leaders. And people think I'm being lofty or an overachiever when I say that Ghana has hope because I am here. Like, why will I be here and I say that Bibini Beye then? God, I know what I'm here for. So I will not say Bibini Beye. So you see, so it's like, so what do you want to be? It's like, okay, what do you want to do? I want to run for political office. What do you want to be? I want to be inspiring. so that I inspire others. For instance, Kagame is inspiring. Do you know that until recently, I thought Rwanda was an impoverished town, well, an impoverished country after their Rwanda and Burundi war? Only for me to have the shock of my life where MasterCard Foundation scholars went for their the actually what MasterCard Foundation
Yes, the alumni committee, their
on
induction process.
at Rwanda. I saw the pictures and I was like, hey, is this Rwanda? And it was Kagame. Kagame is like the leader who is doing that. So I want anyone that encounters me to be inspired. So that when you walk away from me, you'll be inspired to what think positive about Ghana, think positive about Africa, and think positive about yourself. Okay. And then what do you want to have? Okay, so maybe you want to have houses, you want to have multiple businesses, even you want to own a continent. Like you can think as far as like do that deep soul searching and ask yourself, what are the things that I want to have? And then now to the activity that I asked, and just a few of you answered, the tribute statement. The tribute statement is so important. It's about imagine you are 70 years and your friends and your families and your colleagues, your boss, they've gathered. When they come and they are giving you tribute, what is the recurring thing one you want to hear in your husband or your wife's statement? What is the one thing you want to hear in your children's statement about you? What is the one thing you want to hear about your boss's statement about you? What is the one thing you want to hear in your neighbor's statement about you? Regardless of how they say it or what they see, what is the one thing you want to hear? So it's like your tribute statement. So write this down. Nimatu Ibrahim was an inspirational leader. She saw the best in her world and she believed in herself. And showed my children, they will say, Mommy was such an inspiration. Okay. She saw the best in everyone and she believed in herself. My colleagues, Nimatu Ibrahim. So it's like no matter what they say, these are things we want to hear. Okay. Oh, Theodore, you keep laughing and laughing. I'll start charging you for laughter fee. Okay. So these are the tribute statements. Do you know what a tribute statement does? What's like the tribute statement helps you to know the things that one said about you, like the things that matters most to you. So let's say that God has given us legally up to 70 years to live. Or should I say officially? Let me not say legally, officially 70 years. So on your 70th birthday, what is the recurring theme you want to hear in people's tribute about you? Okay. And then we have evaluation questions. That's point 6. It said, what is the greatest moment of happiness and fulfillment in your life? So far, we've lived to some extent, we've lived a number of years. In all this number of years, in your 20 years of life, 30 years of life, 35, what are some of the greatest moments of happiness and fulfillment? Note it down. And then, what do I find most enjoyable and fulfilling in a professional life? So, for instance, in my office, I'm really known as a very funny person. Why? Because I think I really enjoy making people laugh. I realized that I think I really enjoy making people laugh. So I go out of my way to be the one who breaks the tension. I go out of my way to be like the clown so that people will laugh. And it gives me joy. And I also realized that some of the most fulfilling part of my professional life is when I see myself being a good team player. Okay. I see myself being a good team player. For instance, before my line manager asks me something, I've already done it. I bring an idea and then she says, "Oh, wow, this is a very wonderful idea." And I see my ideas come to life and it contributes to the progress of the team of our work. It gives me a lot of joy. Like days like that, when I'm going home, I leave office with a skip, like in my steps. Okay, so these are some of my greatest moments of happiness in my professional life. And then the third evaluation question is, what are the activities that is of most worth to you in your professional in your personal life? Activities that are of most worth to you. So this may sound like maybe I like fun, but I've realized that watching comedy, for me, I find watching comedy really fun and worth it because it relaxes me. And surprisingly, one of the things too that I find most worth doing in my personal life too is taking pictures with people's phones. I tell you what, taking pictures is vitamin P for me. I really feel good about me myself, especially when I begin and I don't know how to pose. And then as I stand in front of the camera, my confidence starts increasing and I start making swag poses and things. I finish taking the pictures feeling very like my mood uplifts. And do you know why I like taking it with people's phones? The joy is when immediately after the pictures, I start asking for my pictures. The persistence with which I say, give me my pictures. If the person say I'm busy, I say, give me your phone. And then I say, oh, I don't know how to use this, your iPhone. How do I press send? How do I do airdropping? It's like that activity makes me feel like I'm a very persistent person. I'm a go-getter. When I enjoy the thing, I can really do it to the end. And then when I post it on my WhatsApp status. So some of these activities, I'm intentionally picking the relaxing one so that you don't feel like this is an activity that require you to go and think of the 22 deep revelations about your life. It could be the tiny, tiny petty things that reveals a lot about you. Because I've realized that, for instance, I watch Korean series. I realize that when I find a series that I really like, hey, even if it is my one CD or something, I'll do bundle and then download it. That act, not the Korean series, so the act of pursuing something I like encourages me that, oh, then that means if I find more things that I like, my passion will increase and then I will achieve it as like no matter the cost. It says, so what are some of the things that you find worth doing in your personal, the activities that are of most worth in your personal life? Okay. And then the next question is, what talent or capabilities do you have or want to have? What talent or capabilities do you have or do you want to have? So growing up, I was told that I like talking a lot. Oh, you like talking. Oh, you like talking. Oh, you like talking. But then I realized that as soon as I stand in front of people, I always know what to say. It comes to me naturally. And then I went for this MasterCard conference where I was one of the three major speakers for the scholars. And then I had very excellent reviews after the my presentation. So I was like, wait, I think you are not a talkative. I think you are not a talkative. You have this public speaking thing. Why not put it to use? So this very act of me actually being here today, it's me identifying what I have, that I have public speaking skills. And then what do I want to have more? I want to hone it more. I want to shape it more. So I use every opportunity or avenue that I have to shape it. So as I'm doing this today, I'm having this talk. Tomorrow, I'm having that talk. I learn. For instance, after this, I'll ask for feedback. So that based on feedback, I improve. So it's like, what capabilities do you have or want to have? And then how can I best contribute to the world? Okay. So now being a public speaker or being someone who enjoys talking and I don't ball shake, like I don't shake when I stand in front of crowds, I realize that this politics thing will work. And I imagine myself as the next African Martin Luther King because the spirit of Martin Luther is not masculine. It is not without gender. So if I imagine myself as Martin Luther King, don't be surprised. Where I talk to move nations. I talk to change systems. I talk to change institutions. That is what the best contribution that for me I imagine myself being. I always imagine myself as that woman who is stand in front of UN and give awesome, great, excellent speeches that will shape the minds of people, that will move nations to what change policies. Like these are things that what I imagine. I have the visions in my eyes. Okay, so you then after that, after you have written all this down, now you go through everything you've written. Now from the examples that I started citing up till now, can someone identify, should I say, describe me in one or two sentences? Mackenzie, you were the one laughing a lot. Kindly, based on even the examples alone citing whilst talking, can you describe me in one or two sentences? I'm looking at the chat box. Anybody else? Those who are listening right from the beginning, because we are now at the tail end of the questions. And based on the things that you are written, you look at the recurring theme and then you form your personal statement out of it. What you want to be, what you want to do, and the principles that guide them. Oh, okay. Theodore decided to use a word to describe me, ambitious. Okay, let me write down. Ambitious. Okay. And Mackenzie said, stunning personality with tenacity of purpose. Oh, wow. What a wow. Thank you so much. Stunning personality with tenacity of purpose. I see. Thank you so much. All right. So with this, you realize that the recurring theme will be so, although like I want to go the route of politics, you realize that the recurring theme in this will be what? Effectiveness, inspiration, because I like being effective and I aspire to inspire. So my aspiration is to inspire. Okay, and then what? Integrity. Integrity, being a person of integrity. So now, if you come and then you're writing a personal statement, so you can say that your personal statement is to be a person, or should I say, if you want to, let's first use the example that I cited in the beginning. Okay, so to be a righteous politician, okay, to be a righteous politician who changes Africa to become the most developed continent on the earth through integrity, accountability, responsiveness. Okay, so that's one. So you write a draft. One thing about this is that when you finish and you go through it, the draft that you've written, don't be an overthinker. First, just go through and look at the recurring thing and write the draft. Okay, so you realize that this one, the righteous politician, my public speaking thing comes in. The changing of Africa. So changing of Africa, that means what I want to do, ambition, as Theodore described me. So you see that the ambition comes in there. Okay, so through integrity, accountability, responsiveness. Okay, so these principles are what are going, and they are the ones that are going to guide me. Do you know that when I told my mom that I want to be a politician, my mom told me that, okay, so despite my name, I am a Christian. And then my mom, the woman who gave birth to me, told me that, Nima, I don't think you can be a politician. This is your Christianity. And then one of my very good friends back on campus told me that he doesn't think I can be a politician because of how holy I am. And you know what that did to, like, for me? I feel like, oh, okay. So people think it's impossible. Then I'm going to do it. And that's what inspire people. So realize what inspiration also is one thing that runs through the things that I wrote about myself. That is why in the beginning of this, I said that I am so grateful to Aquile for giving me this opportunity, because I realized that whilst preparing to have this conversation with you, I also had to go down and do a deep search again. And then, like, it made me also shaping, like, it's kind of brought me back on track. So you realize that even right now, my role as a communication officer, this current role is important to me, because in this role, at the end of like my professional career as a communications person, one, I want to have the expertise to be able to communicate with any group of people that I stand before in my political or should I say diplomatic next exploit. Two, I want to be able to have the right communication tools. So every day, like, ability to write well, ability to, like, communicate through visuals, everything, so that it doesn't matter who or where, my message will be carried out exactly as I want it, so that I don't leave people wondering what I wanted to say. Okay, so based on this, at the end of this, I'll ask for feedback and reviews if what I came to share with you today has been of any help to you, and what actionable steps are you going to take to be able to achieve the things that you've written. All right. So, do you have questions? Any Q&A questions for me that I can attempt to answer? Aquile, do they need to unmute or type in the chat box?
Yeah, so it's over to us, the audience. If you have any question, you can raise your hand for Nima to call you. You can either unmute or write it in the text chat session, and it will be addressed. So from her presentation, do you have any questions you want to ask about your own personal mission statements? This is the time for that.
And then if you also have a personal mission statement that you don't mind sharing and you want us maybe help you fine tune it, you can actually mention it here, and then we will do that. Or you can, I don't know, reach out to Aquile and they should give you my email, and then you email so that we have a conversation. Is that okay?
Hello, can you guys hear us?
Do you know that this thing, it goes as deep as when you have your personal mission statement. It even determines the type of social media posts you like and unlike. Yes. Like sometimes I realize that I like some things, I scroll past, and then I come back and I take a second look at it and I unlike it. Because I realize that no, this doesn't define me or my journey, or like the things that I stand for. Because one of the things that writing a mission statement will do is that it will make you identify the values that you stand for. And values are rules or that you don't compromise no matter what. You don't compromise them. Those are like the principles, your values. So, how many of you have been held by these steps that I gave you? Can you lift your hands if you have? Oh, thank you. So, as the name says, it's statement. It's a statement, so it's not. Oh, thank you so much, Theodore, and Juliet. Thank you for your question too. It's a statement, so it briefly describes you. That's why I said that when you go through the steps, you realize that if you answer them rightly, you realize there will be a recurring theme. Oh, okay, I want to help people. Okay, I value integrity, or this is what gives me fulfillment. And then based on that, you write it. So for instance, I wrote like I want to be a righteous politician who develops Africa to be the most developed continent. So have you realized that writing this alone would determine for me the type of people that I work with? Oh, okay. Hi. I don't know if I've answered your question. And then please, the statement too, okay, is that sometimes you are also not bound to one. You can have like precise one for your professional journey. You can have precise one for your personal life. You can have precise one for your social life. Hi, John. Do you mind muting your mic? John Wesley. Hi, John. Can you hear? I think there's a feedback from him. All right. And then based on the recurring theme in what you wrote for your personal life, what you wrote for your professional life, what you wrote for your social life, you'll be able to carve an overall. That so it doesn't matter whether my personal or my professional or my social life, I've realized that these are the things that I value. Okay. Juliet, does that help you? Hi, Chester. Chester said he joined late. So the reference material that I made, yes. So the Aquile has posted the link to the YouTube channel where you can watch again. All right, Juliet, thank you for the feedback. It's where you can go and watch again. So Chester, and then the reference material I also give is the 7 habits of the most effective people. That's the reference material that I gave for this. Okay. All right. So, in the absence of any other question, I think we'll wrap up and I'll hand it over. Please support with your reviews and photos on Google. So, yeah, I think Aquile will touch more on that. So, let me hand over to Aquile. All right.
Hello.
Wow. Okay,
Hello.
Bernard has a question. Bernard, please go ahead.
No, some of us joined late, so I don't know if you can summarize what we didn't hear.
All right. Okay, so I think the summary actually is in the definition of the personal statement. So let me go back. They said that your personal statement, okay, is what you want to do, okay, what you want to be, and then the principles and the values that guide these two. So the he has left the meeting. Okay. I don't know if I can type it. So what you want to do, what you want to be, and the principles or the values that guide what you want to do and what you want to be. Okay. This is the briefest summary of a personal statement. Sorry. And all the 6 steps that I gave with the sub questions and everything is actually supposed to help you know what you want to be and to know what you want to do. and then to identify the values that will help you. So based on that, you carve out your statement. Is that okay? All right. I guess.
Okay, I see a hand. Okay, here, lower the hand. I think Theodore had. Theodore, sorry, is your gender, is he a male or a female? It's confusing for me.
Thank you for asking, actually.
Theodore, male or female or other? So now there are so many genders. I'm sorry about that. You're trying to figure it out. But I hope your question,
Oh, it's
female.
Theodora, female. Hey, Theodore is male. Okay, so Theodore.
Theodore is male, so you are male. Okay.
Okay, so
Thank
yes.
you for the clarification. All right. So as Nimatu said, what you want to do, what you want to be, and the principles and values that guides what you want to do and what you want to be is in definition the personal mission statement. And so I believe today we have learned a lot. And I would like to add this to what Nimatu said. Once you know your personal mission statement, when you're applying for schools, when you're applying for job applications, she even said it, I think, yeah, she said it, that even the things you like on social media, it guides how you even present yourself, how you present yourself for your friends and all that. Yeah, so we would have a special session for statement of purpose, which links to personal mission statements. It's one thing that is very important when you're applying for schools and all that. So you may want to be in touch with us. Kindly follow us on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn, and Twitter. These are the three most active platforms we are on. And we are also on Google. So support us with your reviews. If you found this particular session helpful, kindly support us with your reviews. It gives us room, it gives Google room to share our content to other people who find it beneficial as well. Yes, so thank you for doing that. And thank you so much, Nimatu, for joining us. I know I sent you the invitation last year, I think, and I worried you so much up till now. And I'm so happy and I'm so glad that you are able to deliver. And I believe everyone here has been impacted by the message you put across. Thank you
Oh, thank
so
you
much.
too, actually. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share. So yeah, my doors are always open.
Awesome. So I shared the LinkedIn handle for Nimatu Ibrahim. You kindly connect with her and broaden her LinkedIn network. It will also be an opportunity for you to reach out to her personally. Once this video is put out on YouTube, I'm going to put the link to the resource material she shared with us so that you could have access to it and read it. And I think there has been a session where someone requested for a book and the person got it. So if you want a hard copy of that book, we are sure to give you a contact of someone who sells books for you to also find resource materials that would improve upon the quality of your life. So yes, that's what we are here for. So thank you once again, Nimatu. So next month, August is going to be a very interesting month for us because we are going to have people who are in graduate school, that is doing PhD in US and other countries, come together to have a session for study abroad applications. So for those of us who are joining us from UCC, when we had a seminar at the Cape Coast University, the biochemistry department, we were supposed to have a virtual session. Unfortunately, the network wasn't helping us, but Michael has agreed for us to have this session um, on one of the Saturdays of August. So we'll communicate all the information once we have access to the speakers he has gathered and their profiles so that you would be ready. But while you wait, kindly go on our YouTube channel to subscribe to our channel. Kindly hit the notification bell so that you are notified when this particular webinar comes up and when that one also is pending. We also share the event on Eventbrite, so you can go on Eventbrite and follow us so that you'll be notified when we have another event of this nature. So as I said, we are going to have interesting sessions. So aside the graduate school application session we are going to have, we are also going to have a session where, for those of you who are on the ViztaEdu WhatsApp community, we share resources from job applications to graduate school, scholarships to a lot of resource materials, even accelerator programs. I think I shared iSpace Foundation, your software development program. Some of you have reached out to me that you are part of the program, which started on Monday. And yeah, so we share a lot of resource materials on our community, on WhatsApp, and I think Telegram as well. So please, if you're not on the community, kindly reach out to us. Thank you all so much. I believe up to now I've not heard or seen any hand or chat in this session. So thank you all so much for your time, and we appreciate you. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening. Bye.
You too. Bye.